think they waiting for me. I hear them calling, calling. I hear them calling for me. Mind open, eyes closed. My journey, my road, my drive, my goal. I hear they calling, calling. Mind open, eyes closed. My journey, my road, my drive, my goal. I think they waiting for me. I think they calling for me. I hear them calling for me. I hear them calling. I hear them calling.
Hey, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Higgins Fitness and More Show. It's Thursday, a little after 4. Please forgive me. We had a little technical and personal difficulties, meaning I had to use the bathroom, and I was running late. And so then I had to come in here and kind of get everything all together. So anyway, all right, fun show today, fun show. It's actually like really... So we're coming off of the Easter weekend, the holiday weekend for some. And, you know, I took some time off. I didn't work or I didn't train. I think let's say I worked maybe like 20% of the weekend instead of the whole weekend, right? So I had some time and everything. It was cool. It was really, really cool. So we started off actually Thursday night after I left here. We went to this cool little bakery, diner, and bar in D.C. that is all vegan based. I'm not going to say their name yet because they're going to be on this show, all right? But it was awesome. It was awesome. When we talk about like what I did basically the whole weekend is I ate. Like, it was like, I just ate. I probably because I sat still and I wasn't working and I was just tired, you know. So I was like, I'm just going to relax and have fun, right? But because I'm, you know, vegan / pescatarian, I pretty much, you know, there's still no guilt. There's still no aftermath. I had no stomach issues over the weekend, and we're gonna get into some of the food that I ate this weekend, like for real. Okay, so you know, like I said, I got on a scale yesterday just because it's still shocking to me, and I'm like, dang. There's nothing's changed at all. And I hadn't worked out in like a week and a half because of scheduling and this class that I've been trying to wrap up, which is like taking my whole life, okay? So I'm like 2 classes from finishing my master's, and this last class is like, oh my gosh. I know y'all like, what does that have to do with fitness right now? Because that's what y'all's main thing is, right? But listen, let me just tell you, it is taking my life. So anyway, from all of that, I had to relax this weekend. And so I checked out this diner, and it was so cool because they served breakfast all day. And they had things like carrot cake pancakes that was vegan. And it was like, is it serious? And then they had like this cookie dough pancakes that were vegan. And I was like, this is not real, right? Just like it can't be real. So anyway, but the food was awesome. I didn't have so much, but it was such a good time with experiencing new things and trying new things. Like I had never had polenta fries. They were great. They were awesome. What else did I had something? Oh, I had they had this appetizer, the cauliflower buffalo dip. Man, let me tell you, like really, it was, oh my gosh. So it was like I felt like I was eating my face off, and no weight gain. It was awesome. But the dip was good. I definitely will talk more about that particular location. But I will say, too, so I took a piece of, because we couldn't eat anymore there, but took a piece of I think it was like a cherry coconut cake or something. Oh, my gosh. So I didn't eat it till I got home, right? I think it was cherry something. It's cherry with cherries in it. I really think that I need to see the kitchen because I really don't believe that it was all vegan. Like, I know I've had vegan treats before, but it was something about, I was just like, this is too good to be true. I need to see how it's made or something because I'm still, I'm new at this. We're 6 months in now, right? And I'm like, have I really been missing this healthy alternative the whole time? Like, I'm like, I should go by there. Like, I could go by there right now and pick up a cake. And it'd be cool, right? Like, I so love this place. Like, I'm falling in love with so many new and different things right now. It is awesome. Yes. Good old farewell. Those are the cakes. And if you're watching the show from the internet, then you see it. It's just an awesome place, okay? So we're going to have them on here real soon, all right? Because I got to see for myself, okay? So maybe we can get a camera back in the kitchen or something now and see for real how we do this, maybe. Y'all stay tuned for that, okay? Shoot. So, yeah, so that was great. And another thing is, too, they have breakfast all day, and they serve alcoholic beverages and wine and beer. So it was a 3 for 3 for us. Had a great time. And then, right? And then I feel like, what was that show or no, that movie when they were always like, and then, do you remember that?
And then.
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, it was, Dude, Where's My Car?
Is that, oh my gosh, I just went back. Yeah, Dude, Where's My Car? I don't even know where that just came from. Popped clear out of my head, okay?
And there was alcohol.
Yeah, it was. Made for a great night, but anyway. It started the weekend off, right? So it was cool. So then like Friday, we had fun and friends over, and I did work a little bit there. But then Saturday we had a really, really cool day. We first went to the distillery and checked that out, and that was awesome. But after that, I had probably the best experience food-wise. Like, it was almost like food orgasm for me, all right? This thing called the Impossible Burger, all right? So first, before I go into it, I want you guys to see this short clip of what the Impossible Burger actually is, right? Because it's pretty cool. It is a plant-based burger, so there's no meat. But it's not like a veggie burger or like a patty type of thing where you see other ingredients in it. You really think that this is a burger, right? So I want you guys to check out this video, see how you like it, and we'll talk more about it. And then we'll see my reaction to actually eating it, because it was a camera right there, all right? Check it out.
This right here, this ain't supposed to have no meat in it, but I'm really having a hard time. Like, we have farmers and distillers. Let me just tell y'all, if this is going to make me go down, then this is going to make me go down. Because they said ain't no meat in it. No animal product. But do you see this? This is like, it look like a burger, right? Like, I'm telling you, right now, it really don't make no sense. I had a drink or two, but this right here is slamming. Like, this tastes like straight off the grill. Uncle so-and-so did it, like, while he was drinking and had the extra special sauce that he dropped down on it. That's how good this tastes. I just want y'all to know that. I'm about to talk to the manager just to make sure that this is really meatless, because this is ridiculously good. Like, y'all don't even understand.
You might need the recipe for that.
Baby, you ain't even ready.
Yes, I am silly. Silly as I don't know what. But I'm telling you, the thing was good. It was awesome. It tastes like, I hadn't eaten, I used to eat turkey burgers, 6 months ago or so, but that still it didn't taste like that Impossible Burger did, right? So that was my reaction to actually eating the burger. But let's go ahead and check out I think the other video, maybe the last one there, yeah, that actually breaks down what the Impossible Burger is, where you can probably find one, and all that good stuff, okay? How they came up with it. All right, so check that out.
One of these is not a hamburger. This one was created in a lab. It's called the Impossible Burger, and it's 100% made from plants. But unlike your typical veggie burger, this is bloody and red, and it cooks and tastes like an actual beef patty. and several US chefs have already put it on their menus. But the big difference between this and a veggie burger? Scientists made it using neuroscience. They started with one pretty profound question.
What makes meat meat?
Celeste Holtz-Schiedinger is a flavor scientist.
How do you get your brain to actually eat a food and say yum and associate it with actually eating meat, even though this action hasn't come from an animal?
This is crucial. The Impossible Burger scientists aren't just making a vegetarian patty that you can eat instead of a burger. They want the Impossible Burger to be the same exact experience as eating a beef burger. Richard Brown is a neuroscientist at Impossible Foods.
The hamburger will send all sorts of information to our sensory organs, to our ears, nose, to our eyes and tongue. It's only when those sense organs send information to the brain and they get integrated that we can ever become aware of the fact that we're experiencing a hamburger.
The goal is to create that same sensory experience, so the brain can't tell the difference. Which takes us back to this question.
What makes meat meat?
To answer that, scientists here are literally breaking down a beef patty molecule by molecule, and there are trillions of them. This machine isolates every single aroma molecule in a burger. Flavor scientists sit here, sniff, and then jot down what they smell.
Floral rose, apricot, foot, cheesy, macaroni and cheese, old people, crackers, some rotting garbage, something you don't want. But at the right combination, that gives you the experience and signal to your brain to say, yes, I'm eating meat, and this is tasty.
And one molecule is essential to that flavor. It's called heme, and it looks and tastes like blood.
In cows, that's the catalyst, the driver for all of the aroma compounds that make meat. It's also responsible for the color. It is bright red in color, and upon cooking, turns brown.
Turns out, you can extract heme from soy plants. Over 5 years, scientists honed in on other natural ingredients that create the same sensory experience as a hamburger, like wheat proteins for the fleshy texture of beef, potato proteins for a crispy exterior when seared, yam and xanthan gums to hold the ingredients together, and flakes of coconut oil that melt on a grill, then sizzle like beef fat. When you mix those together, it looks and feels like raw beef, and that's when a sensory experience starts to kick in. This is the moment when scientists hope the brain won't be able to tell the difference between a beef burger and the Impossible Burger. The Impossible Foods scientists are still tweaking that sensory experience, trying to make a better burger. Their goal is to supply 1,000 restaurants by the end of this year.
All right, welcome back. So, yes, that, as you can see, is the Impossible Burger. So, at first he told me about it, the manager of the restaurant, because we had been waiting for a while, and so they were trying to make it up to us. So he's trying to, sell me on like all the big stuff. I'm like, well, no, I don't eat that. I'm like, no, we're vegan. No, we're pescatarian. No, we don't eat that either. So then he sells me on this Impossible Burger. So I'm like, oh, okay, plant-based. So I still didn't know, what to expect. So I'm like, okay, it's probably gonna be like, some kind of patty, even though we were at a really cool restaurant. So he brought it out, and I'm like, okay, looks like it. And you guys saw my reaction. Still couldn't believe it. I went home, I'm like thinking I might have a stomach ache later because maybe that wasn't really all plant-based. But no, again, nothing. So then I said, let me research this stuff. What exactly is an Impossible Burger? So found some research, and then to sum everything up to the best, that video pretty much did, with all the research that I found, kind of went with it, right? So the one thing, though, I will say, and Jeremy, you can let me know what you think about, or Jacob, I'm sorry, let me know what you think about this too. So at first I was really awesome, I can go get this anywhere now, but now I'm like, with all the science behind it, right? And you're still kind of modifying So like sometimes I think even too with like a lot of the soy based alternatives, like are we years later down the road gonna find that maybe this wasn't exactly all the way good with the soy or
Well, soy isn't really that great for you.
Right.
It's not really totally recommended for everybody, and eating it in large portions is really bad.
yes.
It has a lot of estrogen, which can be good or bad depending on who you are, I guess.
Exactly.
But also, all the soy that you ever consume is controlled by Monsanto, which has a patent on the soybean, and farmers can't even actually have soybeans unless it's specifically from Monsanto.
Exactly.
But I mean, it looked healthy. The argument about GMOs, I think it's there's a limited amount of research on if it's unhealthy for you.
Gotcha.
Maybe it's immoral and money grubbing techniques, especially in Monsanto. But I would say health wise, it's pretty neutral. That burger, I think it looked pretty good.
Yeah, man,
it
was,
it was
man.
vegetarian. I mean, I'm
telling you.
it's pretty awesome.
It was. I mean, and it was like, it was juicy, but not like greasy. Totally. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't heavy and anything. It was.
How did it compare to a normal burger? Because I know you've only been vegan for 6 months.
Yeah.
That's not only. That's a big deal. But
yeah. But so that's what I was saying. Like I ate turkey burger because I hadn't eaten beef or pork in over 15, 20 years. Yeah. So if I had to eat a turkey burger versus the Impossible Burger, Impossible all the way.
That sounds obvious to me.
Yeah.
But you said you haven't had beef in how many years?
15, 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I had this.
I'd be curious to see what like a burger connoisseur would say about it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll take one out there. Have them try that. Yeah, some family member.
I'm gonna try
or something.
it. I eat burgers. I'll try that.
Yeah, but definitely try it. If you see it on the menu anywhere,
Is it expensive?
No,
Cool.
not at all. Same, like maybe $1 or $2 more.
Cool.
That's it. Yeah. So it was really, really awesome. Yeah. But so yeah, I think I was like, I don't know after seeing some of the stuff, but yeah, I'm probably gonna try it again. It was really, really good. So anyway, again, I had one more like great meal. Well, actually, we had one. That Sunday we had a great meal, but last night too, after working and training, I was able to come home to a great meal. The deconstructed lasagna made with zucchini, squash, roasted tomatoes, little onions, garlic, some red sauce, and scallops. Yes, you guys can see that video too. So the scallops there. We had the good old squash and zucchini and all that good stuff. Is that the only one going out? There we go. And of course the diet cheese, the vegan cheese there. So it was pretty good. It was actually pretty awesome. You show that little video clip, and then even the chef there got pretty good with sizzling it. And I was like, are you trying to sell this? There's a little short video of it, and you can see it bubbling straight from the oven. I was like, really? Like, okay. But it was totally, like, visual cookbook worthy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Play that for me if you got it up there. You trying to sell that thing, boy. I might have to put that in a cookbook or something, girl. You trying to sell that. So, like I said, guys, eating this way, eating a plant-based life is not a bad thing at all. You know what you're putting in your body. You're getting the chemicals. You're getting the nutrients. You're getting all of the micronutrients and the macronutrients that you need. That's how I am like able to rebound from things so quickly. I'm not dehydrated, things of that nature. I don't have to count calories. And when I tell, like y'all saw, I ate good all weekend. It was wonderful. All right. So enough about that. First entry of the hashtag campaign. What's your fit story? So I was thinking about this a lot today, and I was like, where do I want to start this thing? And I was like, well, how about at the beginning? So I actually had like moments that I never really thought about before, right? So, like I said, I've shared with you guys, I was overweight as a kid, but, so I started to think of when was the first time that I really noticed that there was like a problem or that I wasn't quite like everybody else, or someone was able to tease me about something, right? So I think I was probably about 7-ish. And I remember one time I was in Cincinnati, and I was with my cousins, and one of their a friend of theirs, one of their homegirls, she was like, you could wear the same size clothes I can, and I was like 7. And the girl wasn't like a big girl, but she was older. I mean, she was like early, like a late teenager, early 20s, and I was like 7. You know what I mean? So, and I kept thinking like, well, what was her purpose of saying that? Because to me, I didn't understand it. Like, what did that have to do with anything, especially for her to tell me that, right? Or to feel the need to say it out loud. So I was like, okay, and there's something that stuck with me. Well, the next time was like a little bit more of a moment that made me mad, right? So I was a family member's other side of the family was babysitting me. They were watching all the kids. We were all having fun and hanging out, and it was time to eat. And one of the kids wanted a piece of chicken. So the kids went for the piece of chicken, and I was like, well, I don't really want the whole chicken, whole piece of chicken. I was like, I'll just take the little, the fried skin off the side of the plate that, my friend or cousin had taken. So the mother in the house, like, got up, girl, no, you don't need to eat that. You don't need to put that in your mouth. Blah, 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 blah. No, she don't need that. That's a problem now. Da-da-da-da. And I was like, she made this whole big deal, and I was just like, oh my gosh, what just happened here? Like, totally didn't understand. And I remember that stuck with me until like later on, probably like 10. And then it was like, I think one of a friend of mine or a little playmate or something was like, you know what we need to do? And I'm like, what? And they're like, we need to lose weight. And I'm like, huh? I don't even understand what that means, because in my family it was normal. So that was my first aha moment that I'm not the same size as other girls my age, and that must be a problem. So that was my very first piece of my fit story, right? Because that is the first time I noticed that something was wrong, or something must not be right, or that I was looked at differently from other kids or people based on my weight or based on being the size I was, right? So that started that whole life, right? That whole life. So each week I will share a little bit more. We will build on throughout the show until you basically know my whole damn fit journey. So stay tuned for that. We have more of that to come, right? And we get more into today as well. We've followed up on a lot of things, getting more into today. Along with, we talked about the food, but I also want to talk about some of these labels that are on the food that we're not eating, or that some of it is that we are eating, but we want to know the truth behind it, right? We want to know what kind of things makes this go. Why does what's organic or natural? What exactly do they mean? some of the things that I've definitely noticed that we don't know how to read is a food label. One of the biggest things I had conversation with someone in the gym. One thing I have said, there are brands out there that have updated this, that I think that is cool, but some brands of beverages have not. Okay, so meaning when you have a food label and you have like a beverage, so and this came about because I'm gonna say these two came about because I had a vegan client say to me, "Hey, what do you eat? You know, as far as proteins, or what do you eat as far as this, that, and the other?" Because she's like, "I'm still gaining weight, and this is what I found." She was like, "So basically." As far as the labeling, right? She's vegan, but so she gets these Morning Star packages, right? And Morning Star, most of the vegetarian vegan company, right? Most vegetarians go to them thinking that most of their products, because they're like meat alternatives, they have so many chemicals in it to make it appear to look like the meat substitute, right? So, but the big thing that she found, because she was actually vegan and doesn't eat eggs, she looked on the back and the first ingredient on there was eggs. Okay, so please look at your labels. Please read them. One thing I want to show you, anyone, whether you're vegan or not, you're trying to cut out some carbs or cut out some sugar or just cut calories overall. I want you to take a look at something. So one of the food labels, and this is for a beverage too, and you can pull that up for me, Jacob. So this Powerade, right? And this is a sports drink, right? Remember, so some of you taking sports drinks, you're like feeling dehydrated and all this extra added sugar. Yes, it has electrolytes, but it has a bunch of other stuff as well. Well, what I want to pay attention to on the back of this food label here is where it says nutritional. You're awesome. You have nutritional facts, right? So now, bad enough, this says 80 calories, right? So you think, oh, cool, it's only 80 calories, right? So that's not so true. Here's why. Containers like this, because they're big, and this is a 32 ounce, it says 8. So they don't want it to look, or it's 32 ounces, and it says 80 calories. So what they don't want to do is, this is a bigger bottle, they don't want to put the actual number of calories that's inside the whole bottle. So what they do is, not only the calories, but the sugar, the protein, it has 0 protein, but the sugars, all that, they want that to look small. So you see at the top where it says serving size 12 ounce. So, serving per container about 2.5. So that's about 2.5. So they're saying, so essentially, not just one 80 calorie beverage there is 2.5 80 calories, right? So that's what I want to say, about 200, 200 calories there in that beverage. So that's a lot more than 80, right? But we don't look at things like that like we should, or as we should, or really, honestly, they just throw things in there and hope that we don't see them as we should. But we really have to start dissecting these things, okay? Like, we have to, because our lives are depending on it. So you wonder why you still have stomach problems, but you're eating Morning Star. Hey, there's still edible product in there. Stuff like you're trying to count calories and you're not sure why you're still gaining weight or you're not losing weight. You have to look at the serving sizes if you're eating these things that are stored that way, okay, or packaged that way, essentially, all right? So keep in mind with those things. One of the big ones for me, actually, before we get into that one, because that'll be the last one that we wrap up with, but one of the big ones, actually, no, we'll go ahead there. One of the big ones for me was the organic label, right? So one of the things that really sparked my attention about this, I was in class one night, and I had one of my professors at one point ran a grocery store in Hawaii. and had to go through some of these certification processes. Okay. One of the big things, actually, what we're going to do now, I'm going to let you watch the video on it real quick. It's only like 2-3 minutes, and then we'll come back and talk about it more. Because this is a thing that kind of like irritates the heck out of me, all right? So, but anyway, y'all watch it. Tell me what you think.
This video was brought to you by Organic Certifiers. We are a USDA accredited certification agency, and we are going to break down organic certification, how the process works, and what's involved. What is organic certification? In 2002, the USDA formed the NOP, which is the National Organic Program. They got together and wrote the Crop and Handling Organic Standards. However, the USDA doesn't perform the certification directly. They left it up to third-party agencies to implement this standard. So if you want to obtain organic certification, you'll have to choose an agency to perform that for you. When you see the organic seal on a product, that means that the company went through the organic certification process and has been approved to use that seal on their packaging. How can you get certified? Well, first you must choose a USDA accredited certification agency. There's about 80 nationally here in the United States. Although all the agencies perform the same certification, which is USDA, they all vary based on fees, customer service, and turnaround times. So you want to make sure you choose an agency that's right for you, because you will be in a lot of communication with them, not only your first year, but annually as well. Once you've decided on an organic certification agency to move forward with, you'll need to contact them to request an application package. Once you've received the application package, you'll need to dedicate some time to filling it out. And once this is complete, you'll submit back to your agency for processing. Now you're ready to begin. There are 3 steps to the organic certification process: initial review, inspection, and final review. Now, let's take a closer look at the process. The first step of the certification process is initial review. The application is reviewed by your chosen agency to ensure compliance to the USDA organic standard. Additional materials may be requested at this time. After the initial review is complete, the applicant is assigned to inspection, which is the second stage of the certification process. An inspector representing your agency will contact you to set up a time and a date for the inspection. The inspector will come out to your operation to ensure what's written in your application package is being practiced on site. Once the inspection is complete, you're placed into the third stage, final review. A final reviewer from your agency will evaluate your original and complete application package, the initial review, and the inspection report to ensure overall organic compliance. After supplying any additional information requested, payment of any remaining fees, and final approval from your agency, an organic certificate will be issued to you. Keep in mind that organic certification will need to be repeated annually. So every year you'll need to complete the 3-step organic certification process and pay the fees associated. Things to remember. Because you'll be in a lot of communication with your agency, make sure to find one that's right for you. Also, the organic certificate must be renewed annually. And lastly, the process usually takes about 2 to 3 months to complete, so plan accordingly. Thanks for watching. For any additional questions, please feel free to give us a call at 805-684-6494 or visit our website.
All right. Hey, guys, I'm going to check in real quick. We have some Facebook viewers that I want to say hey to. Hey, Jules, give me a collar. You supposed to come in and train. Hey, babe. Sup, Adrian. Hey, Alethea, out there in Tennessee. All right. So back to it. Tell me, you guys, what did you think of, a few things caught my attention by that video. First was that there are over 80 agencies. So you have all these different agencies that have control over giving authorization for or the licensing for to be organic, right? So you have all these agencies. How is that really being controlled, right? And then it says you wanted to find an agent that was right for you. Like, what does that mean? And then it said, time, money, responsiveness, things of that nature. So if you have time and responsiveness, that these are the constraints into finding an agent so that you can get your organic licensing. I think that there's a lot of room for political and monetary advantage or disadvantage, like you can't do some things unless this is paid off. You can't do this unless, but this person, if you find one over here that's like that, then he might do it for you for, next to nothing. Or, it just seems like too much of a thing. And then, here's the kicker. All right, so first, to define organic as it relates to food. So basically, organic is, as it relates to food, is produced or involving production without the use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides, or other artificial agents and GMOs, right? So that's what organic is. So that's what you're trying to buy into, right? Or that's what they're getting us to buy into, anyway. Another part of the criteria for becoming organic is that it only has to be 51% organic. So how can you regulate if you have, so if it's not organic, then that means it's with the use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. So how can you determine how can there be a percentage? It's either it is or it isn't, right? But so then again, if you have 80 different agencies that can give you an organic license, and they tell you to find one that's right for you, that time and money are the constraints for that, responsiveness. But you can only have to be 51% organic to get the licensing. So that means you can use fertilizers or you can't. Maybe you can only use 51% of the bottle, or, what do you have to dilute it 51% out? How do you do that? Right? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Right? So those are the things we got to look at, right? And so I have one more key thing on these labels. Now, people in the vegan life, you kind of know, especially if you have a dairy allergy or something like that, right? You see on the back of some of the labels, like even for almond milk, let's use that as an example. That's a good one for today, right? So on the back of the label, it'll say processed or manufactured in a facility along with milk, or along with, it'll say along with milk or milk products. Okay, so I would always wonder, what does that mean, right? Or why, not more so, why did they have to put that on the label? Remember, if they put it on the label, that means that some regulation, some government law, something had come in place to where they had to put that on the label, right? Because for no reason are they going to put on a bottle of almond milk that, hey, this is also manufactured in a facility where we process cow pus milk. They're not going to, you have to have a reason. That was my thought process, right? You have to have a reason to put that on there. So listen to this, right? This is the meaning for right. This simply means that milk is not an added ingredient, but very small amounts may have come in contact with the food. This is really intended for people with severe allergies, where even the tiniest amount of cross-contamination with an allergen could cause them to have an allergic reaction. Sometimes companies that don't use these ingredients but will add the may cause X, Y, and Z ingredient to a package, they put this there to cover their own butts, right? And that if someone were to have an adverse reaction, they would be covered by law, okay? So, and in my head, I just see this. I see Oh, we got almond milk over here. We got cow pus over here. Oh, shoot. The almond milk machine broke. And we got to make the almond milk in this old one that used cow pus. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I see it in my head or something. Like, what's going to cause the cross-contamination, right? Like, why would it even have to be come close to it, you know? It's ridiculous. But these labels all mean something. So that's what I'm saying. We have to pay attention to it, right? And anything we want to know, guys, I promise you, we live in a world of information. It is probably there. I guarantee you it's there out in the world. The information is right there, okay? It's at our fingertips. Really, we gotta get this, okay? So, all right, y'all. I gave y'all a lot of information. I gave y'all a lot of good stuff today. We talked a lot about some good food. Like, I almost, like, this is inspiring something for me. I'm not going to speak it too loud, but the summertime's coming. I'm thinking of some stuff, guys. Like, really, right? Like, seriously. I'm thinking of, like, okay, I'm going to just say, like, I've never been to, but, like, a vegan cookout. See? Oh, see? Yeah, see? Right? Because we cook. We like to cook, right? And so last summer, we were all, we got to get the grill because we just bought the house last summer. So I started thinking of, like, what we need to line up for the spring, summer. And I said, damn, well, what will I grill? You know what I mean? Like, I don't need a grill anymore. I'm pescatarian now. What am I going to grill? And I said, oh, hell no. We're learning so much and being exposed to so much. You just missed the whole Impossible Burger thing. Have you ever heard of that? You've had it? Like, okay, yeah. So someone in here now that has had it. I did.
I'm horrible. I'm horrible. It's that good. I'm like, you know what?
He said he puts bacon on it. Oh my God. I can't even with that one. But so then do you eat like regular burgers?
I do eat regular burgers.
So in comparison, if you had to choose, if it was a good Impossible Burger and a good beef burger in front of you, same prepared, the same ingredients and spices.
I couldn't taste the difference.
You are not helping me, right? He said he's gonna eat both up.
The Impossible Burger is still like $5 a piece or $6 a piece, and that's the only thing that kills me. Like if they were like, if somebody's giving them to me, I just
Okay,
grab it. But if
gotcha.
I have to go out and buy a whole box of them,
You're not gonna do that.
so it's good to have like one.
Okay. Okay, there you go. Okay, so he did save us, guys. He said he's cut back on his red meat by using the Impossible Burger. He loves them. He said he eat them both, just because he loves them. But he's watching his weight. Yeah, you know, we all have our things. For him, it must be the burger, the meat thing. You know, for me, it's the cookies. I'm just Cookie Monster. That's just my thing. All right. So, all right, y'all. Enough for today. I've given y'all a lot. All right, a lot to think about, a lot of options, a lot of new things to try, inspiring things. So y'all, just take it upon yourself and go out and get it for yourself, okay? You got the instructions, now do the work. See y'all next week. Peace.
Fresh, yeah. Break down. Everybody know what I'm trying to do now. Hold it down for my hometown. Profound.